scary story time while I try to fix this cinnamon roll store-bought slime, Appalachian Mountain Edition. Now that I'm living in North Carolina, I think it's only right that I make an Appalachian scary story time. I low-key want to do a comparison of how this slime feels versus homemade slime. Starting off good, Rachel and her friend Rebecca were whoa, this smells good. I just didn't expect it because it's a blue slime. It smells like butterscotch. Rachel and her friend Rebecca thought it would be a good idea to go on a trail in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains at nighttime. Keep in mind, they were natives. I'm not gonna lie. Why is this slime good? Okay. According to Rachel, they did not believe in the make-believe ghost stories that the Appalachian Mountain brings. So her and her friend thought it would be a good idea to go camping and stay all night to prove the story's right. This slime is really good for a store-bought slime. Anyways, back to the story again. If you know anything about the Appalachian Mountains, you don't want to be there in the nighttime. Sometimes you don't even want to be there at day. So it's about 7-something p.m. when they start, and it's already getting dark, and Rebecca don't really have a good feeling about this, but Rebecca's a follower and she's doing what her group leader is telling her to do. These girls knew nothing about camping, so they were gonna stay in this old house that was along the trail somewhere. All of their friends told them not to do it because the Appalachian Mountain, it could be a very dangerous trail even if you don't believe in ghosts and all that different types of stuff. Is it Appalachian or Appalachian? No. Now, they've been walking this trail for about 2 hours before Rachel starts to realize that they cannot find this abandoned shed house anywhere. And Rebecca is starting to freak out because now at this point, they're lost. They have no idea where the crap they are, and they've been walking for like 2 hours freaking straight. I'm gonna add some more of this hologrammy. I hate the way it looks, but like, it looks tea, and it looks tea. And this is good slime for store-bought. Like, watch. Watch. There we go. Now, people who live in the Appalachian Mountains for years say if you hear the forest suddenly go quiet, you don't hear any bugs or nothing, might as well say bye-bye, or you better hope that you can make it out alive. And that's exactly what happens to Rachel and Rebecca. Out of nowhere, they don't even hear crickets. Everything goes still. They can't hear anything but their own heartbeat. Do you know how creepy that is? Now I'm gonna compare this slime to my slime, and I low-key think this is the winner. Rebecca starts to scream out of nowhere, and Rachel is confused on what's going on with her, and this is where Rebecca starts to shake uncontrollably and falls on the ground. Keep in mind, at this point, it's like 12:30. They're in the middle of the forest, and it's pitch black out there. This is my homemade slime, and I'm gonna mix them. I don't know if I already said this, but this is where Rachel and Rebecca both start to hear whistling from all directions. Oh no. I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all shouldn't go hiking at nighttime, let alone hiking in haunted land. Like that's insane. Keep in mind, these girls went hiking without any type of hiking experience on a trail they've never even heard of before, looking for a shed that probably doesn't even exist in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Rebecca is the one that sent me the story, and she does express how like dumb that kind of was on their part. And while I was reading the story, like my grandma just said, I didn't think that this was gonna be them making it alive. So going on, Rebecca stops shaking uncontrollably, and Rebecca doesn't even remember doing that, but this is from Rachel's POV. Rachel stands completely still, and she sees a man standing in front of her with a broken neck and a blacked out face. When Rebecca comes to, she sees that man too. No, I would have just started praying. He wasn't moving, and they're still hearing whistling all around them. The forest is completely quiet. It's like you can hear a pin drop and echo throughout the entire forest. This is where they both get up and run. They just booked it. They didn't even know where they were running to, but by this time it's already like 1:30 because Rebecca was shaking on the floor for a minute, y'all. While they're running, they start to hear the forest, like, make sounds again. Crickets are chirping, not birds, but bugs are making noises. When they stop to catch their breath, 4 feet behind them, they see the man with the broken neck again. It's wraps. Actually, just taking me and yeah, I can't do that. Like they were literally running for a long time. They stopped to catch their breath, and he right behind them still. No, they decided that they were just gonna stay in one spot and pray until the sun came up. They're still hearing the whistling, but also they're starting to hear someone call their name. Yeah, no, I'm gone. Just take me at that point. You're torturing me. Y'all are not gonna believe this, but Rachel still did not believe what was happening to them was some type of supernatural phenomenon. I can't say the word. Don't make fun of me. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. No. Anyways, yeah. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Anyways, just skip past that. At this point, they're praying, saying prayers, and the sun is coming up, but they can still hear whistling and their names being called. They are running. At this point, they're not even on trail anymore. I can't even tell you, neither can Rebecca, tell you how they made it back to their car. God and God alone. Newsflash, Rebecca and Rachel are no longer friends, and I'd hope not, because what? Oh, I forgot to add why they're no longer friends is because when they decided to stay in one spot, it was actually Rachel's idea. Rebecca wanted to keep going, but Rachel just insisted that Rebecca was being over dramatic, and what was happening to them was a big prank. All right, so Rachel, I should have left you, honestly. But this is my homemade slime that I decided to add in here. No, it was not a prank. Exactly whatever they were experiencing out there was real. And this is the store-bought slime. It turned into like a periwinkle thing because like all the bubbles, but it's kind of tea, y'all. It's kind of tea. And this is the little keychain thingy that goes with it, and that's also kind of tea. And I actually just love this, but I hate the smell because for some reason it smells like butterscotch instead of smelling like berry or something. But that's the end of the story. Bye. I'm actually gonna mix the rest of my pink slime with the other pink and blue slime because I'm bored and I have nothing better to do. And this is gonna turn out to look like a donut or a purple. So I know I was talking a lot in this video, y'all, but I'm a little rusty, so don't hate me. Grandma. Bye, y'all. Crazy rules that my strict religious mother had on me while I was growing up. While I make ice slime, iceberg slime, I don't know. I feel like this one is gonna be pretty common, but like I couldn't talk to boys, and y'all already know the dealio. Get your money's worth, and what? Let it drain. Y'all know. Y'all know. Let's clock my mother's tea. I wasn't allowed to talk to boys. If I talked to boys, it was an issue. If I talked about liking a boy, it was an issue. Like I was not allowed to talk to boys, and that's why I say it was just common. And I got this from Five and Below. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I remember there was this one time that I liked this boy at my school. Y'all, it is not working. I liked this boy at my school, and she wasn't having it. She literally did not let me watch TV for like a week. I was not allowed to watch TV after I got home and before I went to bed for a week. Y'all, it's not working, so we're gonna stick with the Elmer's glue one. Yeah. Hey, y'all. I was not allowed to have a phone or social media, and I only got an Obama phone because I went to middle school, and you know I needed to text her like for emergencies or whatever. But literally my Obama phone was so heavily watched, it wasn't even a phone, y'all. Like it wasn't even a phone. Literally my Obama phone shut off at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. So the only like social media app that I had was this freaking fake app called like Pixar or something, or no, like Instapic. It was Picklock, like I don't know, it was something. And I literally would just post my pictures on there because like I was around my cousins, and my cousins had Instagram, Snapchats, and then the people at my school had Instagram, Snapchats, and Kicks, and I was just left out, y'all. At 13, I had to go to sleep at 7 p.m. sharp. 7 p.m. I could not be up past 7 p.m. And if we were up past 7 p.m., it was because we were saying our prayers, okay? Me and my sisters were not allowed to listen to like provocative music, like hip hop, anything with cussing, excessive cussing, all that. The only reason why, the only reason why I knew what rap music was because of my dad, and like the only rap he would listen to was like E40. So yeah, I was sheltered growing up. Like I couldn't even watch like certain TV shows, y'all. Like me and my siblings were only allowed to watch JC and Casey and Corey Kenshin. Like those are the only YouTubers that we were really allowed to watch. Or like 5-minute crafts. My mom monitored us like no tomorrow, okay? She would check our tablets. She would check our phones constantly. She would go through our phones. We weren't really allowed to have sleepovers. And then we were homeschooled at one point. So we really just had no friends. Hey, y'all, time for the snow part. Oh my gosh. It's like really like a container. Like, ooh, I'm kind of scared, y'all. I don't know what to think. Okay, y'all. It came with a spoon. And we gonna put like 2 chocolates. I've never made this before. Don't come for me, y'all. Don't come for me. Oh my gosh, how do I get it back in here? Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna use just like a tad bit of water. Yo. Oh my gosh, it's growing. Oh my gosh. It's growing. I'm scared to put this in my slime, Loki. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna pour this whole thing in here. It fell on me. I feel like I'm making a mess. Because I accidentally put cold water in here instead of, oh my gosh, wow. It definitely like loosened it up. Ugh. And then, like, when we started to live with my mom again, y'all, remember when I told you she was a Black Karen and we called her Black Karen? Yeah, like, I wasn't lying about that. Like, as we started to get older, like, all of that strict stuff was just like, come on, like, why you acting like this? And it's like some stuff she was lenient on, and then other stuff she was just like, no. Like, we literally had to put our phones in the basket. When I was 16, I had to put my phone in a basket on the counter at, like, what? For me, I think it was like 9:30, and for my siblings it was like 8 o'clock. Y'all, it did unactivate my slime. I just had to put so much activator. But yeah, like, those are some strict rules. Like, she definitely have way more, but those are just like the on the top of my head. But honestly, I don't know if this slime feels well, it definitely feels different, but like, I mean, what's different about it? Like, what does it do besides it's just like turned white now? My phone is literally at 1%, y'all, but this is like the finished product. Yeah, I know. Crazy. But I mean, super sticky. How do you get it to like not be so sticky? Because I put so much activator. Like, I also couldn't cuss. Like, I would get in trouble for saying the D word, the H word. Like, me and my sisters could not cuss. And I remember there was this one time where I was filming a video on my like Obama phone, and I said the D word. And my mom came across the video. Y'all, I literally had my phone taken away for a month. Like, yeah. And people be like, oh, why don't you cuss now? Like, you're grown. I don't cuss because I don't want to cuss. I don't see the purpose in it. It's not because like my mom, because I used to cuss. Like, I used to have a potty mouth. But now I don't care. Okay, y'all, so I lied. This time actually eats. Also, let me know if you guys want a part 2. And I had to unplug the light for my charger because my phone was on 1%, like I said. But look how fun this slime is. Like, look, poke. Okay, bye. Scary story time on how I found a tracker on my auntie's car while I make slime. My heart was in my booty hole when I found this tracker. Get your money's worth and let it drain. I ain't forget. The day literally started off regular, like nothing changed, everything was normal. So we dropped my auntie off for work and we were minding our business for the day, y'all, okay? We pick my auntie up from work, we go to the store, and we're heading home. And as we're heading home, I get a notification on my phone, and I'm gonna show it on the screen. It says something like Apple AirTag device detected near you. So we're like 20 minutes away from my house at this time, and as soon as I seen that, my heart dropped. I immediately tell my people that there's a tracker on our car because, for one, I don't own an Apple AirTag, and I know they don't own an Apple AirTag. They didn't even know what it was when I brought it up to them. First thought in my head is that somebody wants to kidnap us, because I've seen the horror stories of people finding Apple AirTags on their car. I think everybody has. I'm trying to explain to them what an Apple AirTag is. I'm trying to explain to them that it's on our car. I don't know where. You know, I'm trying to explain all of it. I don't think I mentioned this, but it showed me like our house to the store to dropping my auntie off to picking her up. Like, it showed us everything. I'm freaked out. I'm trying to figure out when they possibly could have put it on, and then y'all, I see that it says it has been with you since like 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. In my head, it's like somebody's been watching us, like somebody got us, like they're trying to get us, like somebody wants me, like they gonna kidnap me. I don't care how many times I have to say this, y'all. I was freaked out. I'm thinking, oh, if I go missing, they're not gonna care because look at my skin color. Not to mention, I'm not a little girl anymore. They're not gonna put a rush on it. I'm just another black girl going missing in the United States of America. Then we get home, and I immediately am trying to like play off the sound because it gives you an option to play off the sound, and I'm trying to play off the sound to find it around the car. And y'all, I literally, I'm trying to find it. I'm going crazy. I grabbed my auntie, they tell me to chill, and they ended up going down to the police station trying to figure out who owns it. At this point, I tell my friends, like, I tell my friends, I'm telling my man, I'm telling everybody, because I was scared. And y'all, look at how pretty she came out. Like, this is my first time having a successful shaving cream slime. Okay, we contacted the police. Like, I can't say too much, the police aren't involved, so you already know how that goes. I do want to say, like, every video that I make is not a lie. I tell the truth about every situation, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, this is not the truth, this is not the truth. There's only one video on my page that is not my story. Like, a fan sent me that, and it literally says, warning, not my story. You be saying, how do you have so many story times? Y'all understand that I am 2 decades old, right? I'm 2 decades old. So in those 2 decades, a lot of crazy things have happened. But look at the way she bounces, though. Like, let me roll her in the ball. This is the first slime that's not sticky. Yay! Big store-bought slime with me while I tell y'all my deepest Scary story time while I reactivate this slime. Oh my gosh. I get my money's worth, so get yours. Yeah. It just looks like I put a whole bunch of glue all over the table, bro. Ghost in the Backyard edition. Like, So this happened when I was in elementary school. I was definitely a little kid, and I remember I was in my like room at the time, and I was like doing something with my sisters. I cannot remember, but I was at my dad's house, and I remember that room always gave me the heebie-jeebies at nighttime because it was just creepy. I don't know, but I loved being in it in the daytime because of the windows, right? The way this room was kind of set up was that I can see kind of half of the front yard and then the backyard, right? I can see that. Now, I remember like minding my business with my siblings and then seeing like a man walking along the sidewalks in front of the house. Now, this man kind of had his head down and he looked like he was minding his business. So I'm not thinking it's a big deal. Time goes on, my sisters go to their room, and I completely forgot that this man walked by, right? I'm chilling next to my window, and next thing you know, I see this same man that I seen earlier in my backyard walking around my dad's garden just like in circles. Just he did like 2 or 3 times. I'm looking at this man, like full on staring at him. He doesn't make eye contact with me once, and then I see him like kind of walk in the direction where my window is to kind of hide behind our playhouse. When he ducked behind like the playhouse, I ducked too. So I duck and I'm like kind of peeking over my bed through my window. I see him get up, make direct eye contact with my window, walk into like this corner where this like old tree was, and he's just there. He's out of my view. So I immediately run to my dad. I'm like, Dad, there's a creepy man in our backyard. Like, you gotta get him. Like, he's creepy. He was just in our backyard. So obviously concerned, he gets up, he goes to the backyard, he checks all the places where I tell him to check, and he's like, look, there's nobody back here. Like, what are you on? Like, there's no one back here. And I'm like, no, there is. Like, he went behind this way, like that, just tripping off of it. I know some people are gonna be like, okay, where's the scary part? Like, this is not scary, y'all. To describe my old house and its backyard, we had this huge fence that like you couldn't climb up unless you had some type of assistance. You needed assistance to climb this wall. So everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy because what are you talking about? Like, there's nobody back here. And I'm just trying to like explain myself, like, I promise I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not making this up. I'm not gonna say they didn't believe me, but I feel like they definitely thought I was tripping. I remember in that same night, I seen this man standing by my bay window, and I was terrified, and I hardly ever slept in that room again. So that's the scary part, and no one believed me. And I know a lot of y'all don't believe my story times, but I couldn't make this up, y'all. Like, that man was in my backyard, and I seen him. Like, I can still remember every detail about this man to this day. Bye. We listen and we don't judge. Dumb hoe edition while I make slime. Get your money's worth and let it drain. Like, you already know. Like, you already know. I didn't forget. Back when I was 15, 16 years old, I was talking to this one toxic light-skinned boy at the time. Me and that boy were always off and on. At this time, we were on, right? And he had finally made me a highlight to his page. When I tell y'all I was so happy, I was ecstatic. But my happiness only lasted for a little while. Fast forward, me and him are on the phone and he's on the game, right? And I can kind of hear the people he's talking to on the game, but I'm not really listening. Until they start talking about me, y'all, my ears wide open. What I can make out is somebody called me ugly. He says, no, I'm not ugly. I assume somebody went to his page, took a picture of his highlight, sent the highlight to him. That made him laugh his butt out the room, come back into the room laughing, and then he hangs up the phone on me. 10 minutes later, my highlight is gone. At this point, I'm texting him confused. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Are you good? He's lagging. He texts me, he's like, nothing. I'm gonna call you back later. He never calls me back that day. As a matter of fact, he goes 3 days lagging on me, barely texting me back, not answering my calls once. Now, mind you, this is back when I had no shame, so I would call that man maybe like 100 times each day. On a Thursday, he texts me and tells me he's gonna off himself. I say, don't do that. He says, yes, I can't take it anymore. I just want you to know that I love you. So for 2 weeks straight, this man basically ghosts me. I'm blowing up his phone. I don't get one text. Deep down, I have a feeling that he didn't really off himself, but it was just the thought that he did that just broke me. Why do I open Instagram one fateful day and I see him post a story? So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like maybe a family member posted on his page giving us an update of what actually went down. Y'all, I click the story, I hear, this the best relationship I ever been in, whoever. The pictures that he posted was him on the phone for like several hours, like with a girl, talking about some my world. My head, I'm like, I thought your world ended 2 weeks ago. Your world? What? I took him back, and that's where the dumb hoe in me activates. I take full accountability for being that stupid, but also I blame the women who were around me because I grew up watching them do stupid stuff with stupid boys. As a matter of fact, we listen and we judge. How about that?